Are you aching? Yup, yup. For some bacon. Yup, yup. Let's get into the show. Welcome, everybody, to FYC Film Review. I'm your host, Ganya. With me, my happy-go-lucky partner, Naldo. How are you, man?
Is that from The Lion King? That's from The
Yeah,
Lion King,
yeah,
right? Yeah, it's
yeah.
from The Lion
It's
King.
Pumbaa's song.
Puma. I'd rather watch Puma than this thing right here.
Ooh, those are mighty words. You better be careful. I mean, Lion King's fantastic, so not
All
that
right, all
mighty,
right.
but let's get into Okja.
All right, let's get into Octa. This is the first Korean film, Korean slash
Yes,
US film, because it's got a lot of
yes.
US actors in it. This came out in 2017, and I
Mhm.
really wanted to like this film. Really, and look, the trailers looked amazing. It was almost like a Pete's Dragon, rated R type of film, and unfortunately, it just for me it fell flat. So let's get into it. Did you like it?
I did like it. It is not my favorite of his films. Bong Joon Ho. So good Korean director, like strong Korean director, director of Parasite, and has
Oh,
done
he did Parasite.
yes. So yeah,
Oh, okay.
fantastic writer director. If you haven't watched Parasite, I'd start there. He did Snowpiercer, which was had Chris Evans in it, and then later became a TV show too. So he's got he's a visionary. I'm going to say it. He
Sure.
has a great eye for stuff, and I think he chooses projects that are very fun. I don't think this is his best, but I did still enjoy the film. It's a light-hearted uh, action adventure film that kind of reminds me of the stuff you watch when you're a kid, like larger than life adventures that you can go on as a child, and that's why I loved it.
Was it lighthearted?
I mean, yes. I mean,
You're
they
not going to
say
show this movie to a kid.
no. Okay, lighthearted in the sense that like they save Okja. I don't know. Okay. Give me some things that you liked before you bash this
Okay.
movie.
All right. What I liked about this movie was a relationship between Okja and Mija. I think her name was Mija or
Yeah.
Miha. That was it. I found everybody else really annoying. I really
Really?
did. That's
Okay.
that's what I
Okay.
liked. Was just the relationship. It was like Pete's Dragon. Is Elliot and Pete. That's what it was. That's what it was. Elliot
Sure.
and Pete. That's it.
Sure.
And other
Wait.
than that, the scenery was great. The when they're in the luscious green
Mhm.
jungle or forest, I thought it looked amazing. Other than that, I don't know. It just didn't do it for me. So what
Not
did
even
you
like
like?
the okay. So I really liked the characters that they had too. So the animal rights activist Paul Dano, Stephen Yun. I thought they were funny and fun. Like
Mm,
I enjoyed those actors, and so
okay.
I liked the role that they played in that.
I don't know.
Hmm.
I feel like I'd rather watch the relationship between Mija and Aksha for the whole film than versus having this company and these animal rights activists all come together to try to basically capture Aksha.
Yeah, they do get away from it a little bit because Okja gets taken from her,
Yeah.
and so this is kind of like a story of how she gets him back. And I don't know. I thought they give a good amount of action for a movie that's about again a kid and her pet
Yeah.
ultimately, and I found myself enjoying it. Again, I don't. It's not perfect by any means, but for a film one that got released on Netflix, two has that level of stardom. Like they did well. Like I really liked it.
I'm trying to figure out who this movie was aimed for.
Mm,
It's I don't understand who it was aimed for. And then when the animal rights activists came on, I don't know. I thought they were really annoying. I did. And then the movie to me got kind of preachy. It's like,
mm,
okay, wait a minute. Am I supposed to feel bad for eating bacon? Listen, if
yeah,
you're a vegetarian, that more power to you. That's great. I know a lot of vegetarians and
sure.
they're great people. I'm a meat eater. If I'm going to go to a restaurant, I'm going to have a filet mignon. I'm going to have bacon and I love it. Uh, it just felt really preachy to me, especially the end when they're walking down and you see these two super pigs push their baby pig so they could be saved. Like, am I supposed to feel bad? Somebody tell me, am I supposed to feel bad for watching this movie? Am I supposed to be meat anymore? It felt preachy. Sorry, it did.
So you thought they had an agenda? You thought
Yeah,
there
I
was
thought there
like it
was an
was like
agenda.
don't eat meat?
Yeah, I
Okay,
really thought there was an agenda.
okay. I'll admit that that's one thing I didn't like. I didn't like the parent super pigs forcing
Yeah,
the baby pig out to like save them because it then becomes you're right that aspect does feel a little preachy. And look, you if that's the message you want to give, that's fine. That's the message you want to give. But it did detract, I think, a little bit from what I felt was very like kind of fun, happy go lucky when you get this wide shot of like all these super pigs and you're like,
Yeah.
oh my god, they're just mass producing them. And yes,
But
I'm
that's what they
fully
were made
aware.
for.
Right.
They were mass producing them to feed people.
Yeah.
And so this little girl has a relationship and wants to keep him. That
Yeah.
wasn't part of the agreement. So, hey, listen.
So she was in the wrong. So you're like,
I'm just playing devil's advocate here.
okay.
Listen, this is a super pig. He saves her life several times and jumps and hops and hangs down the branches and stuff. But these pigs were meant to feed people. So, I mean, again, I'm just trying to understand who this movie was aimed for, and it felt a little preachy, and I don't want to feel bad for eating bacon because I love bacon.
That sounds like a guilty conscience there, man. I had no problems continuing to eat bacon afterwards, but I do understand your point. And yeah, it can feel a little bit like that, especially when they introduce the animal rights activists. Yeah, I think that it can feel a little bit like that. It does become less of like this like little girl, love story with her pet, and more like, okay, well, we should all feel shitty for eating meat because this is while we don't mass produce them, genetically, we do raise animals and then slaughter them
to eat.
And so
There's an order to things.
Is it bad then that I didn't feel any less like
what's wrong with you
afterwards? I don't know, maybe I didn't get the message, but I did enjoy the delivery of the adventure. And so
all right,
I'm ready to rate if you are.
Let's do it. 1 to 5. 1 to 5. Let's just go with pigs. 1 pig being bad, 5 pigs being delicious. I mean, I'm wonderful. All right, I'm gonna let you go first.
All right. Again, I have a soft spot for the director, so and those actors that are involved. So I think my rating's probably a little skewed for that. I actually thought the little girl was thoroughly enjoyable. She did an amazing job, especially there's a lot of scenes where she's on her own trying to find an Okja. And so I'm gonna give it a solid 3 super pigs.
Okay. That's 3 super pigs. 3
pigs.
It. Okay. I am going a half step below you. I'm gonna give it 2.5 pigs. 2.5 pigs because I think the quality, the way it looks great. I mean, it's about, like you said, about a child and her super pig pet who she develops a relationship. Again, I just don't know who this movie was aimed for. It got preachy, and I just didn't like that part of the movie. I thought the characters were very, what's the word the kids use? Cringe these days. It's very cringy, and I was just like, oh man, really? I really wanted to like it. So I'm gonna go with 2.5 pigs for the little girl behind you and her Eeyore wannabe lookalike pig.
Yeah, should have made him.
You look like Eeyore,
right? Yeah, the gray tone was interesting, but hey, we know who this movie wasn't made for, and that is you, sir. But 2.5, not bad actually. It's not bad. I thought it was going to be. So
yeah,
let us know what you guys think. Okja, did you love it? Are you a vegetarian and so you hated this? And we appreciate you guys watching. Thanks for tuning in to FYC Film Review. I'm your host Gagne. With me, my partner Naldo. We'll catch you next time.
Have a good one, everybody. And it's okay if you eat meat, and it's okay if you don't eat meat. Okay, we can all get along in this world. Have a good one.